I've been around Jehovah's Witnesses now for maybe about a good 10 years. And to me, I feel that it's the true religion, it's the truth. I'm not serving it now, so I haven't been going to the Kingdom Hall. And the reason why I haven't been serving him, I've been going to the Kingdom Hall because I've not had my life in accordance to Bible principles. Not that I'm out doing anything bad like robbing, stealing, or selling drugs, but like poems. I write these poems, and some of them are erotic. And what would I look like saying I'm a Jehovah's Witness and I'm doing nasty poetry? You just don't do that. So.
Well, why do you feel like you have to change before you go and try and have a relationship with God?
Well, you're not going to be able to change everything, because if that was the case, you wouldn't need God. So some of the things I need God to change, but some of the things, because there's nothing we could give God.
Well, here's the thing. That's like, and this is the thing I deal with a lot, and especially because I'm anti-religion, but I'm for Christ. Okay, and like you say that you have to, like, I always hear this, like, people have to get right. Like, I can't go to church if I'm not right. Like, Jesus didn't come for people who are right. Like, if you already got everything together, Jesus, he was like, okay, go ahead, you're gonna do you. Jesus came here for people who were sick and they knew it, you know, and not sick in a physical ailment, but sick in their soul, you know.
So, if I know what I'm doing is wrong, why would I go sit up in church looking like I'm something else?
Well, that's the thing. You know, a lot of people go to church to pretend, but you should go to church to seek God.
So that's why on camera I'm being honest with you. I'm not a hypocrite. I know what I'm doing is wrong.
Okay, so the question should be...
So, right, the question should be is, if you know this, why you ain't...
No. The question is, why aren't you seeking God? I'm not saying go to church, but seek Him. What does it say?
Seek Him and you shall find.
Right.
It says, put the kingdom first and everything else will be added to you.
Right.
Because the flesh is weak. Mm-hmm. Paul said it best.
All right, so I can finish.
When I want to do good, but my body wants to do bad? Mm-hmm. You know, it's... You know, we got free will. We got free will, and I guess right now I'm exercising it to do what I want. And I have to pay the price for it if the world was to end tomorrow or I was to die. I mean, we got free will. So I will be held accountable. That's what I was going to say about me going back to the Kingdom Hall and knowing that I'm still doing this type of poetry. It's just not going to work. And anybody that does that is only playing with themselves and they playing with God. I'm not going to do that.
Well, don't go back to the Kingdom Hall.
That's why I hadn't been.
Well, that doesn't mean you shouldn't seek God, though.
Okay, in what terms are you saying seeking God? Praying every day? I do that.
Reading His Word, spending time with Him?
Okay, I do that.
And does He reveal Himself to you?
Numerous of times.
So, then you don't need a Kingdom Hall.
It says never forsake the gathering of your brothers.
That's
if
true.
I was at the Kingdom Hall, the persuasion of the brothers and the congregation, that warm feeling, that love,
right.
That's what keeps you in. You're supposed to be in there as a flock. Mm-hmm. So right now, I'm a sheep amongst wolves. But I put myself there. See, that's the greatness about God, is that He ain't came yet. That's the only thing I can say. He ain't came yet. So that's where His love is. And He don't desire any sheep to be lost.
Well, maybe He he sent me and Jeremiah and my boy Tony here, you know, for the last 3 weeks to maybe say, you know, he wants to talk to you again, you know.
Well, listen, that I already know most definitely, because actually I went to the Kingdom Hall I didn't go this Sunday, I went last Sunday. And the last Sunday that I went, because like I said, by me being an unbaptized publisher, when I left the Kingdom Hall, I left in good standings. Meaning that I just left, I just didn't go. I wasn't out doing anything I didn't have no business doing. But as time progressed, I did do some things. So I went back to the brothers and told them, look, I have been playing poker, I've been swearing, because it says when you come out of the world, those are the things you're supposed to get away from. You're supposed to leave alone. Mm-hmm. And I had truly left those things alone. When you have been coming to the accurate knowledge of God and then you turn away from that and go back to your old ways, it's like a dog returning to his vomit. So the way when we see a dog licking his vomit, you know how it give us that feeling. Well, that's how God feels. Said we made his likeness in his image. So I know that God can get upset, he can get disappointed, and he will be.
Doesn't mean he doesn't love you, but he can be disappointed.
I know that, yeah, he will.
Just as you can be disappointed that your kid
exactly.
I still love him no matter what you do.
Exactly. That's true. That's true. And I question myself about that a lot of times. I know God probably shaking his head like, what's your deal, son? And the funny thing is, when I went back to the Kingdom Hall, the brother was like, well, don't leave. I want to talk to you before you go. And I was just really trying to get myself back to the basis of where I was just going back, starting to go back. And he came and he was like, well, listen. He was like, well, do you, one of the other brothers who hadn't saw me in a while didn't know. He was like, so do you need to have some more studies? I said, listen, I'm far beyond studies. I mean, I need to continue to study, but I don't need nobody to teach me, because, I have been teaching. What I need to put into action what I learned.
Yeah.
So you can have all the knowledge, but if you ain't doing nothing with it, it's useless. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna blame it on my wife, but that had a lot to do with me. And if I had just kept going, I think that was one of the things that I got to dig through my phone. I wrote a poem about it. Is why did I turn away from God? Because I should have kept going. Because God ain't gonna never leave us. We always leave Him. And if I had continued following God, I would have been a baptized Jehovah's Witness, and I wouldn't be making this tape right now. Because I wouldn't be here. I'd probably be someplace preaching and knocking on somebody's doors or something like that. But yeah.
Well, this video was made for a reason, and it's going to touch somebody who may have been in your situation. Maybe they're in your situation right now. They're going to see this, and you might inspire them to go back to church.
Well, I hope so. If anything that I have to say is do the footwork. Read the Bible. You read the Bible, God gonna reveal Himself to you. But you have to work in harmony with your prayers, with the Bible. That's what I love about with David now. And what people need to understand as well is that a lot of things that have happened in my life, God is not going to always remove those things, but He will give you the strength to deal with them. And when you know right from wrong, understand that there will be consequences. It said that Jehovah loved David because the way David loved Him and worshipped Him, but David made a big mistake, and he had to pay the price for that. He had to pay the price for it. So just know this, being a faithful servant of God, if you do wrong, you're going to pay a price, but it's going to be a loving price.